Hey guys, I'm Trey, and welcome to the first video in my beer review series, where I'll be trying all different kinds of beer, reviewing them, and giving them a score out of 5 at the end, based off 3 different categories. The first one being advertised taste. What does the can/bottle say I'm going to taste, and does it taste like that? The second being overall taste and enjoyment, so what it actually tastes like, am I enjoying it? And the third, and this is more of a fun category, is the danger level. The danger level more means like, you know, how smooth and easy is it to drink that you drink so many and then you end up a little more hammered than you meant to be. So for the inaugural video, I decided to go with a brewery/company that a lot of people know about, and that's going to be a Voodoo Ranger. This is the Cryo Ranger IPA from Voodoo Ranger. So based on that first category, where I'm like, what does the advertised taste say? Doesn't really say a whole lot on the can of what I'm supposed to taste here, besides obviously it's India Pale Ale and Cryo. So whatever Cryo tastes like, this should taste like Cryo. It is a 7.8% alcohol level by volume, and I like that. So we're going to go ahead and open it. Then I'm going to be pouring beer into a glass, just so you guys can also see what it looks like, and I can also see what it looks like and give my opinion on that. Okay. So since this is an India Pale Ale, we should be tasting a lot of hops, which hops equals bitterness. I imagine this is going to try to go for more citrus tastes, but we'll see. So it's a pretty clear beer. It's not too hazy. I mean, it doesn't advertise being hazy, but typically they are a little more with IPAs, but this one looks a little bit more like your more standard beer. So let's dig in. Well, if you're a fan of IPAs, you're going to like that, I think. If you're not a fan of IPAs, I still think you're going to like it. So let me be real with you, in my opinion on IPAs. I think IPAs taste almost earthy. And to some people, they like that. And I like that taste. I like that kind of earthiness taste to it. And I know some people, okay, so you just mean bitterness. But if you've had IPAs and then you think of the earthy, like, you kind of get what I'm saying. And this doesn't exactly have that all the way. So, like I said, I think if you do like IPAs, you will like it. But if you don't, this might be a good introduction to IPAs. It tastes a little citrusy. That's what I'm getting here. And like I said, I'm not seeing anything on the can that's telling me what I should be tasting. So, in terms of advertised taste, you know, Cryo, it's cold. It's an IPA. I am just going to kind of go in the middle and give it a 2.5 because it doesn't tell me what I'm going to taste. So if you were just shopping around looking for a beer and you're like, oh, what's this supposed to taste like? You're not really going to know because it doesn't tell you, besides it being an IPA. So for that, I'm going to have to go with just a 2.5. And also another note on the scoring scale of 5, I'm not going to do 1.1, 1.2, 3.6. It's either a full number or, you know, half. So 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5. And at the end, I'll post the average of it. So I'm going to take another sip. That like citrusy aftertaste that I'm talking about, I can't nail down exactly what it is. It tastes almost a little, God, I'd have to probably say a little mango-y. Not really towards the orange, because I've had plenty of, you know, wheat beer or an orange-ical, like, an orange-type IPA, and it just doesn't taste like that. This is definitely probably more in the mango range. But still, there's still hints of citrus in this that I think most people will be able to taste. That goes to my next category of overall taste and enjoyment, which I just told you what I'm actually tasting. And in terms of enjoyment, I'm really enjoying this. I think especially on those days where I'm not looking for that earthy bitterness taste, this would definitely fill that, where it's like, okay, I still got a little bitterness in here. It's still an IPA. It's still an IPA at the end of the day. There's still some hops in here, but it's smooth. It's smooth in that sense where it makes it even almost a little bit more chuggable. And then that leads to the last category in this. And the last category being danger level. So let's say you're at a bar, right? And they have the Voodoo Ranger Cryo Ranger IPA on tap. That's the word. And you had one, and you're like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. And then you have a second, and you have a third. I think this would really probably fit in that category of being a little bit dangerous. Backtracking a little bit, if I didn't mention it, 4 out of 5 on the overall taste enjoyment. But back to the danger level. I ended up going a little... I actually transitioned that a little too well. I mean, maybe. I think on the danger level, this is probably going to be towards a 3. It's not the smoothest thing out there, and like I said, for me, and probably people who've drinking a lot of IPAs, this is going to be a little, less on that scale of the bitterness, the hoppiness. So someone like me, I could easily drink a lot of this and not be like, oh, well, there is 7.8% of alcohol in this can, and now I have just made a purchase online that I regret because I'm hammered. Yeah, but that's me personally. But I think to the general public that doesn't take in too many IPAs, it'll probably be a 3. You'll probably be like, oh, I don't know if this is exactly something I can, real easily down, just ounces and ounces of this. But for some, it might. I think for some people, this might click. So with that, that will conclude our first review of the Cryo Ranger IPA. So once more, reviewing the scores in our categories. Advertised taste, 2.5. Again, like I said, it just doesn't really tell you what it's going to taste like besides an IPA. Overall taste and enjoyment, we went with the 4. Really good IPA, tastes great, and I think that appeals to people who like and don't like IPAs. And then the final rating of 3 for danger level. You might be able to chug it, you might not. Probably depends on the type of beer you like. And that averages out to a 3.16. Overall, great start to the reviews. Definitely going to have more Voodoo Ranger on here, as it is a very popular and available brand. But you will see multiple a wide variety type of beer on here, from very, very local to regional to, we might even just get into some of the more popular cheap beers. Maybe one day I'll see a Bud Light can right here. Probably not. I do not like Bud Light. So that might set the tone for this entire channel. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for the next beer review.